Welcome everybody, this is John from My Small Business Blooper. Wanted to reach out to everyone via this webinar, recorded webinar today, and just get in touch with you. Make that initial relationship, make that initial connection. Just a little bit of background about My Small Business Blueprint. We are a small business consulting firm. We've worked with over 500 entrepreneurs, small business owners, and what we have really found, there's a sexiness nowadays, right, to go after tech. There's a sexiness about, growing your business as fast as you can. There's a sexiness about Cupertino, California, and Silicon Valley, and all these places, and making this a global brand. From my standpoint, I like all that stuff, right? I like having the iPhone, I like having the iPad, whatever it might be. But what really drives our decisions and our future is what we do on a day-to-day basis. Whether it's your future that you are interested in securing, whether it's a job that you don't really like anymore, you want to get out of. I have found that working with those small businesses, whether it's a mom and pop shop, whether it's a micro entrepreneur, a solo entrepreneur, somebody that's just doing seasonal work, getting ready for Christmas, getting ready for summer, whatever that might be. It's working with those individuals that really can take their lives from A to B much more quickly, much more efficiently, and you can also help to realize dreams on an individual level, a family level, and then on a community basis as well. So while I love the Shark Tank stuff, right? Watch it and use it in some of my teaching as well. My consulting work, what I think provides the most value to people are those small businesses, those specific dreams and goals that we can work with, and answering, for your guys' perspective, why do you want to be here? Why do you want to start a business? And I guess more importantly, from my standpoint, is what is stopping you? What has held you back in the past? Whether it's fear of failure, whether it's lack of capital, lack of money, family circumstances. I have my wife and I have 3 boys. The twins are going to be 8 here soon. My little guy really isn't little; he'll be 5 in a couple months. But I wake up early every day and have my to-do list, have my priority list, because from my standpoint, I want to be able to provide a future for them. I want to be able to go to every soccer game and take them fishing on days where everybody else is working, or they're in school, or whatever it might be. So it's from my standpoint, it's creating that better future for myself and for my family, and that's what I focus on. The fear of failure is always there, right? But you have to be able to pull yourself up from that. You have to be able to get past that. And we actually have a lot of good training videos inside the 4 Weeks to Feasible course that talk about that. That talk about acknowledging what those fears might be, saying that they do not control your life. We have a great interview with a life coach and mentor who talks about acknowledging what those fears are and the ability to get past them. So I have you here today during this webinar for a little bit of time. What I don't want to focus on, right? I don't want to focus on your legal structure with your business. I don't care about hiring and HR, forecasting sales, cash flow, break-even analysis, even exit plans, for Pete's sake. We don't know if the business is profitable at this point in time. I don't want to focus on things that don't add value for your business, and that's the key point, right? We always want to be adding value for our customers, for our suppliers, for our vendors, any of the stakeholders that really matter for us. But at the end of the day, people don't buy our products, they don't come to us for a service if they don't trust in what we do and they don't see the value in what they do or what we do. So that's what I really want to talk about. What you should be focusing on, and it's if My Small Business Blueprint isn't the right choice for you, if you think that Business Plan Pro software or any mentoring or government program or anything that's out there, and there's a ton of it, if that's the right path for you, then go down that path. But it always comes down to 2 separate things, right? It comes down to your product. What I want to talk about today is your competitive advantage, what you bring to the table. And 2, I want to focus on, I want to focus on the process you use to get there. I believe in mentoring 100%. Every small business owner never has done it 100% on their own. They're always asking questions, seeking advice, seeking networking, seeking contacts, seeking help. So the mentoring process and the feasibility process is what we really use as My Small Business Blueprint to get you from point A to whatever point in the future you deem as one of your specific goals. So let's talk about competitive advantage first. If you were to look it up in a book, what you would probably find is some condition or circumstance that puts a company in a favorable or superior business position. Yeah, that's a good book definition, but it doesn't talk about any of the specifics or the goals that you have for your business, for your future. So this is the way that I define competitive advantage. When your feet hit the floor in the morning and you have to go to work, you have to go to your business, whatever it might be, you know that people are going to come to your business because of a certain number of reasons, right? Because of some value that you provide. Generally, we try and list those out, right? People really seek value, seek my business, seek my guidance, seek my support because of A, B, and C. Those A, B, and C are critical to your business operations, right? Something you do well, something that you can offer, something that no one can beat you at. They have to be real. And that tangibility is a big part of this as well. It can't just be something made up in your head. You have to be able to identify and provide examples to your customers of why you are better than your competition and why they should be coming to you as well. So let's talk about some of the different ways that we can exemplify competitive advantage for a small business owner. One, again, it has to add real value for your customers. When you talk about the feasibility process or getting your business out there into the marketplace, we want to do that as soon as possible. Because the only way that we get real feedback and can make this business profitable sooner is seeing what our customers value. The only way we do that is getting our product out there to them. So we want to deliver that product to our customers and be able to pivot or steam ahead at full speed once we figure out what that real value is. Second part to this, cost advantages. Do you have ways to source materials cheaper than your competition does? I had a client a couple years ago who created those like little garden baskets, right? So you pick them up, you carry them to the garden, flowers, tools, whatever it might be. Well, he was actually able to source the wood through his brother at his brother's job. They would get these, like, for lack of a better term, like corn cribs, and what they would do with the actual wood from those crates is throw it away, burn it. Well, he was able to get all that stuff for free. He was able to recreate, build these little garden totes. And from that standpoint, you can't source your materials any better than free. So what are different ways that we can actually go out there and find cost advantages? First, provider, you set the market expectations. You set the market value based upon you being first to the marketplace. Now, if you think about it, we're talking about small business, right? What new technology are we inventing, are we using on a day-to-day basis that presents a first market or a first provider response? The short answer is probably not a lot if you just think about new technology. But think of it in different ways. Is a product or service being marketed to a new market, either your local market, a market in a foreign country, a market in a place that doesn't have it? Is there a way that we can actually get it there? Think about it in terms of, we're going through spring right now. How can we start marketing ourselves ahead of everyone else? How can we plant those seeds? How can we get that repetition with our potential customers before anybody else does as well? So that's another thing, right? It's not just new technology, new products or services. It's how we can deliver it before anybody else. Look at speed. How fast can you actually deliver once they make that purchase? Is it something where they have access to it online right away? Is it, the Amazon model now where you can almost get same-day delivery of products you buy? What are ways that we can shorten the amount of time between when they actually make the purchase to when they receive the product? That's another thing that we can focus on as well. If you're better from an efficiency and a speed standpoint than your competitors, people will follow you. They will stay with you. Look at convenience as well. Ease or purchase or use of whatever that product or service might be, right? This could be tutorials that you post online. This could be the customer service, or this could be demonstrations about how to use a product, how to use a service a service. This could also be from an online standpoint. How easy is it to navigate your website and check out? You look at Shopify, you look even at Facebook, how they can offer invoicing and cash flow now. We are trying to take out as many barriers as possible so that once a customer sees what we offer, decides to make that purchase, they can actually use it as soon as possible. That's what we can focus on as well. And lastly, customer service. And I put customer service in here because it's a very intangible process or theory, right? We all want to say that we have great customer service, but one of the biggest problems that we have at retail, hospitality, restaurants, whatever it might be, is that it was bad customer service. So while we all strive for that, we all probably fall down to a certain respect there as well. How do we actually take those positives and increase our business from the positive experiences? How do we take negative experiences that customers have had with us and say, you know what, instead of just ignoring it, maybe it's calling the person who had a bad experience. Maybe it's refunding money. Or do we have the operations in place to really take advantage of that customer experience, both the positives and the negatives? Because if your competitors aren't doing it, and we've all experienced that, they lose our business. So how can we find ways to keep the business we have, but more importantly, take from others who fall down from a customer service standpoint? I wanted to give you an example. Discount tire discounters, all those types of places, right? If you have a leak in your tire, if you have a flat, anything like that, you can take your tire, you can take your car there. They will service it. They'll fix the plug. They'll fix the leak, and more often than not, they won't even charge you for that. From a customer service standpoint, right? That is a strong competitive advantage over any of the oil change branded places, any of the auto repair branded places, and we're talking about big national brands, because they'll charge you for those things. They'll charge you time, they'll charge you labor. Tire discounters, Discount Tire, goes that extra mile to say, listen, you bring in these run-of-the-mill problems in here, we'll fix it, we'll take care of it as soon as we possibly can, and we're not going to charge you. I guarantee you, because of that experience, you are going back to them the next time you need tires on your car, the next time you need an alignment, the next time you need anything specific to what they offer, you're going there because of that positive experience. They have a great business model, and it's built around great customer service. So if you have watched any of the webinars or heard me talk, I love this quote. Dr. Sarah Sarasvathy, PhD, I believe, at University of Virginia for entrepreneurship, has this line and has this theory that I like to use called work with what is in your control to co-create the future, right? What are the skill sets you have, what are the assets you have, and how are ways that we can fast track that to meet the goals and objectives you have set for yourself? She has a couple of different things that we like to put in here. And it's basically a 5-point stance, right? So bird in hand. The concept is as you look around your life, as you look around your skill sets, what do you have that can help you get your business up and running as soon as possible? It is based on assets. It's based on the resources. It does not have to be, I need $10,000, I need $100,000 to start my business. Let's get it up and running as fast as possible based upon what we have and the limited amount of what we need. And here goes to the next one, right? Affordable loss. We talked a little bit about before, what's holding you back, what's stopping you. A lot of it is that fear of failure. This concept of affordable loss, if we look at the path that we want to go down and we say, okay, the worst possible thing that could happen to me is ABC. If you can rationalize and you can get past that fear of failure and say, you know what, I'll still be okay if that worst possible scenario happens. I'm going to go and I'm going to push through it. You don't have that fear of failure anymore. You can look at yourself and say, you know what, the chances of me becoming successful, the chances of me reaching my goals are so much better than what might happen if the worst possible scenario happens. I'm pushing through, I'm going for it. Realizing that that you have the power inside yourself to be able to do that. Huge benefit going forward. The next part, Crazy Quilt. This network that we have, social network, the relationship network that we have with ourselves, with each other, with our local groups. We want to be able to accentuate those partnerships to the nth degree to, just, really be able to take advantage of that. This is that concept of social capital. How can I benefit other people? How can those same people be benefited by something that I offer, and vice versa, right? We always want to be helping people. We always want to be able to create goodwill with those partnerships, with those relationships that we've built. Look into your own social network, right? It doesn't just have to be Facebook. It doesn't have to be Twitter or Instagram, right? Not the technology part of it. The real relationships that we can count on to be able to go and just say, listen, I need to bounce some ideas off of you. Listen, I need you to be able to introduce me to someone. Who are those people that we can go to that multiply our business for us? If they can help us in some way, shape, or form, we better be able to help them as well. And that's what we want to build this social capital concept on. Lemonade, right? If life gives you lemons, make lemonade. We want to be flexible with what our plans are. As you look through this, right, go up to the process part of it. The big part of what we want to be able to do is say, okay, I'm going to go down this path, and I'm going to understand who my customers are, who my market is, who my suppliers and vendors are, and what my goals are. But if something happens, if something changes, I need to be able to pivot. I need to be able to change course, and the only way you do that is by understanding the process. You have to be flexible. You have to understand, why we're doing some of the things that we're doing, and then be able to manipulate or weave through some of the barriers to entry, the barriers to success that actually exist. And lastly, pilot in the plane, right? You have to do something. Hopefully you're sitting here at this webinar right now. You're taking notes. You're thinking of questions for me. But the end goal is, or maybe the first step, but the best way to look at it is say, you have to leave this webinar and do something to create your future, to do something to start your business. And listen, if that's contacting your SBA or your SBDC or a local incubator, do it, right? I mean, do what is best for you. If it's sending us an email or giving us a call and asking a question, please do it. At the end of the day, you can't rely on an employer for lifelong employment. You can't rely on the government to be able to take care of you all the time. You can't rely on necessarily, family and friends, because they have their own situations that they have to navigate as well. You control your future. Take control of it. Go out there, make some calls, figure out what the best course of action is, and go do something. Just learn more, quite frankly, about this whole process. The best way that I can give you an example is the coolest cooler, right? If you look at this and go, it was the largest fundraising goal on, or maybe it raised the most money on Kickstarter, the crowdfunding site. If you look at their process, they have so many different pieces and parts and components to the coolest cooler. They needed a lot of capital to get started. So instead of going out and pitching investors, and instead of going out and going to banks or the SBA and asking for money, what they did is they made a Kickstarter fund, Kickstarter campaign, and they raised like $16 million, right? The path from A to Z, from where you start to where you think you should be able to finish, doesn't have to be through a bank. There are so many ways to be able to raise capital, to get your name out there. And what they were able to do is raise money, sell products, create PR buzz, create marketing, create all these channels to be able to drive demand once operations got up and running. So, we use this example here. The same thing could be consulting with your SBA. The same thing could be going to elevator pitch meetings or business plan pitches, or just listening to other people. But you have to do something. You have to do something to actually get yourself started and moving in a forward direction. So I wanted to bring this back to my small business blueprint. Obviously, I said that we've worked with 500 small businesses and entrepreneurs. The process that we use is vetted every time that we go through it. Right? We see success. We see realizations happen on an individual level, on a cohort level, every time we go through this process. But if it doesn't work for you, go find it with somebody else. What we offer, if you go to our website right now and you look at the training videos that are on there, you can see it on the home page. You can go through and watch the small business spotlights. You can watch all the webinars at any point in time. It is on demand for you, and it's free for you as well. So mysmallbusinessblueprint.com, and just go check through. If you have questions as a result of watching this webinar or any of the other small business plans out there, small business spotlights out there, email us, right? Take the introduction survey and let's start this process. The second part is that this is an ongoing relationship. It's an ongoing partnership. If I sit here and tell you what to do and you take nothing away, it becomes a class, and a lot of us don't like going to school, don't like going to classes. You don't take anything away from this relationship from your end. What I want you to be able to do is I want you to be able to lean on our expertise. I want you to be able to lean on our past and where we are going in the future. And this will be a constant, ongoing partnership. If you have a question or you're already operating a small business and say, listen, I want to take part in your small business spotlight program, ask a question. Let's do it. Let's film a video. Let's get your name out there. There's more information that we can provide for you on Small Business Spotlight. And lastly, we do it with courses and consulting work, right? The 4 Weeks to Feasible is our flagship course. It's our flagship brand that we kind of use. And what this course is designed to do is to refine your goals for your product, for your service, and really know what you are strong at. We focus on the market. We focus on the customer. We focus on the competition, what the industry is as well. Those things, if you can go through that 4-week course, that 4-week process, take advantage of the web conferences, take advantage of the specific individual feedback that we give at the beginning, throughout, and especially at the end, and take advantage of your other classmates, your other cohort members, so that you can bounce ideas off of other people. If you go through that, what we have found is that you will be very well set up for success, to be able not only possible to open up your doors, but make it profitable as well. That's why we're in business, right? We're in business to make money, to achieve some type of financial goal, achieve some type of societal goal with nonprofits or charity. So that's what we want to do. That 4 Weeks to Feasible course is really built well for any type of business model because it's specific to you. And lastly, we offer consulting services. Whether you need help with marketing, you need help with break-even analysis on your financials or future cash flow statements or anything like that, we provide financial consulting as well. So if you have questions, if you want to go down this path, we welcome you. We welcome the initial conversation. Having a conversation with us is free. Asking us questions is free. So please do that. Email us at any point in time. Contact us at any point in time. And let's start that relationship now. If you take anything away from today, right, focus on you. Focus on the competitive advantages that you provide in your products and services. Real, tangible value for your customers. And focus on the process. Once you understand the process, you can take it to any new business venture. You can take it to any new nonprofit venture. You can take it to any new goal that you want to set forward in your life. Focus on the product. Focus on the process. I thank you for your time today, guys. Please get in touch with us today, anytime in the future, and let's start that relationship. Have a great day. Bye-bye.